Oh, make me over. I'm all I wanna be. A walking study in demonology. Hey, so glad you could make it. Yeah, now you really made it. Hey, so glad you could make it now. You want a part of me?
Smackdown opens with the evil genius of the sky, IYO Sky. She remains one of the top superstars on the roster, even after losing the WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania. After the WWE draft, Io finds herself in a unique position. As the recent former champ, she's not exactly next in line for a title shot, and what she needs to do to get herself back in the spotlight is very unclear. A decisive win over her opponent Chelsea Green would be a step in the right direction, as Green is somewhat a dark horse in this women's division. Accompanied by the #1 contender to the WWE Women's Championship, Piper Niven, Chelsea has a big-time connection on the roster. This match did not disappoint in the slightest. Back and forth offense as Green attempted to the Io grounded, and Io stuck to what she does best. It would be Io's over-the-moonsault that would bring this match to a close. Io continues to solidify her spot towards the top of the division. What's it going to take to push her over the edge? Up next, the live audience would be in for a treat, as the two men who will be competing for the WWE Championship at Backlash would come face to face. LA Knight earned his opportunity by defeating main event Jey Uso last week, stamping his ticket to Backlash to take on the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre for the vacant WWE Championship. For some time, McIntyre has been absolutely obsessed with becoming a world champion, and now at Backlash he has that opportunity. And with his new alliance with AJ Styles, he may have a trick up his sleeve.
I'll tell you what that means. I've been clawing, scratching, doing everything I needed to do. On the outside, looking in, while this place bet on all the wrong horses, you being one of them. Meanwhile, this thoroughbred is on the outside, running a parallel path, albeit a little more rocky, just waiting for the right opening. And you know why you got that 20-year head start? You got that 20-year head start because you're safe.
Now, I know there's some reports going around that Drew McIntyre is suffering from a bit of a back injury. Mostly because I've been carrying the load of 20 men for 3 years in WWE, in the ring and outside the ring. And I do it with a smile on my face because it's a privilege. This isn't a job, this is my damn dream. You paid your dues. You deserve all the success in the world. You just don't deserve to be champion.
After a scathing war of words, Smackdown GM Molly Holly would officially unveil the brand new WWE Championship for the first time. McIntyre and Knight still face-to-face, Drew's ally AJ Styles would look to crash the party at Knight's expense. But he'd be stopped in his tracks by Sami Zayn. Remember, Styles prevented Zayn from potentially earning his spot in the WWE Championship match at Backlash. A hell of a kick would send Styles to the floor, and back in the ring, Knight would plant McIntyre with BFT. It was at this point Molly Holly would make this a tag match official for tonight and also add Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles to the Backlash card. Up next, the WWE Tag Team Championships would be on the line as after Chase U saved Randy Orton from a beatdown from the Judgment Day last week, it was announced prior to the show that they'd receive an opportunity. While Thea Hale has been struggling to find her footing on SmackDown, this is our first look at Duke Hudson and Andre Chase on the Blue brand. And in comes the Judgment Day. Especially Baylor, Priest, Mysterio, and Ripley, all with gold around their waists. At this point in time, they're more dominant than ever. And now Baylor and Priest prepare to welcome Chase and Hudson to the main roster. From the opening bell, it seemed the plan for the tag champs was to exploit Andre Chase. Priest would make an assertive effort to assert his dominance over Chase. But once Hudson entered the fray, he brought the momentum Chase U was most certainly needing, putting Priest and Baylor on their heels. In the end, it would be the Judgment Day who retained the WWE Tag Team Championships. They'd take to the ring to celebrate their win. Little did they know their party was about to be crashed. Braun Strowman made it very clear just 2 weeks ago that he has his sights set on Dominic and the United States Championship, and he'll rip through the entire Judgment Day if he needs to. Amidst the chaos, SmackDown GM Molly Holly would step in to restore order. If Braun wanted to get his hands on Dom, he'd have the chance at Backlash. Molly Holly would formally announce that at Backlash, we'd see an 8-man tag as the Judgment Day would take on Chase U, Braun Strowman, and the Viper, Randy Orton. We'd flip to backstage where main event Jey Uso would address the live crowd. He would congratulate LA Knight on earning his shot last week, even at his expense. He'd reassure his fans that he's still as motivated to become WWE champion as ever, and this roadblock won't slow him down. Backstage, Chase U would run into Baron Corbin. He'd tell Chase that while he respects him as a teacher, he believes experience is the best teacher of all. He'd ask if he could have Thea Hale accompany him ringside in his match next week as a teaching lesson for the young superstar. Andre Chase would downright refuse, stating that he knows well enough to trust Corbin. However, Hudson would remind him that Thea has indeed been struggling to find her place on the roster. And at the very least, it may be good for her to see an experienced competitor in action. So from there, Chase and Hudson would reluctantly take Corbin up on his offer. Now into our tag team match between the duo of AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn and LA Knight. Aside from his new alliance with the Scottish Warrior, Styles has been turning down offers to join the Judgment Day week after week as well. Having seemingly found a new surge of aggression, Styles is perhaps more dangerous than he's ever been. Then there's a man who's obsessed with claiming world championship gold. Drew McIntyre is just over a week away from potentially completing his goal and making himself the face of Smackdown. Sami Zayn appeared earlier in the night and wasted no time getting his hands on the man who cost him a WWE Championship opportunity. Although he's also going one-on-one with Styles at Backlash, you can bet he's not holding back tonight. The crowd would erupt as Knight marched toward the ring. One of the biggest faces of the brand for sure. He too wants to claim the WWE Championship as his own. Tonight would be a huge step at establishing momentum towards the event. The match would come to a close as Knight would catch Styles midair and nail him with the BFT. Zayn and Knight pick up the win and pick up huge momentum as we move closer to Backlash. Styles and McIntyre have some readjusting to do if they want to walk away victorious in Paris. In our main event tonight, the #1 contender for the WWE Women's Championship, Piper Niven, would be in action. The winner of a #1 contenders battle royal last week, she scored a number of eliminations including Zoe Stark, Raquel Rodriguez, none other than Trish Stratus. Her opponent tonight would be Bayley. A huge test for Niven, as Bayley is not only a former women's champion, but she's a Grand Slam champion. Bayley has seemingly been trying to form a new and improved version of Damage Control. We'll have to see how this turns out. From the outset, Bayley would employ a varied attack to keep Niven on her toes. Niven responded with her signature powerful offense. Niven would capture the biggest win of her career thus far after hitting Bayley with a Michinoku driver. Niven is cementing herself as one of the best on Smackdown, and she looks like a very real threat to Ripley and the Women's Championship. Piper Niven versus Rhea Ripley at Backlash. The time is almost here, ladies and gentlemen.